Hello, beautiful souls, and welcome. Today, I am diving into the energy of the new moon solar eclipse in Sagittarius, which is happening on December the 4th at 2:42 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. And this is a very significant eclipse because it's wrapping up the cycle of eclipses that have been happening on the Gemini Sagittarius axes. So, what has been unfolding over the past 18 months while we had the North Node in Gemini, the South Node in Sagittarius, is very significant for you to reflect on. So, this last year and a half, what journey have you been on? Really celebrate how far you have come, celebrate the healing that has occurred. And doing that is going to be a really important part of manifesting with this new moon energy, which is very much about moving forward, the new adventure that you are stepping into. And so today we're going to take a look at the main energies, planetary aspects that are surrounding this new moon and how to work with them in the highest timeline. So if you are new to me or simply new to my YouTube channel, welcome. My name is Kara. I'm an Akashic astrologer. So I work within the realm of the Akashic records, sharing channel guidance from that space. And I'm also a master astrologer. So I study the planetary shifts and take that information in context to what I'm receiving in the space of the Akashic records to really support the star seeds, healers, spiritual entrepreneurs of the world in amplifying your impact, tapping into new levels of wealth as you learn to co-create with cosmic intelligence. So if this is something that resonates with you, be sure that you subscribe. So let's dive right in because there's so much goodness I want to share with you today that's happening right now with these powerful cosmic shifts. So we are currently in an energetic portal that has been activated by eclipse season. So a couple weeks ago, we had the lunar eclipse in the sign of Taurus, and even a week prior to that, we really entered eclipse season. A week following the solar eclipse, we're still in eclipse season, meaning we're still very much feeling this energy. And in this eclipse portal, it's a time where manifestations are accelerated. It's a time where the subconscious, your subconscious mind, thoughts, programming is really being illuminated. Even as a planet, we are changing the way we relate to time right now. And that is so powerful. And we are learning instead to leverage our energy and frequency and not use time in a way that makes us a victim or that limits us. So an example of this is, say we're like a month out from the end of 2021, and some people may use that as an excuse to wait until 2022 before they go for their goals, before they make changes in their life. But the thing is, our power is always in the present moment. It is in the here and now. This is the time. So we're limited by time when we think, I'll wait, I'll put it off, when really all of time is converging in the present moment of now. So we want to learn to leverage our frequency and our energy and this realization that a lot can happen in a moment's time. Now, on some level, we all realize that, but this is an awakening to, okay, where am I using time as a limitation for the results that I can create in my life? And how can I move beyond that? So that is just one aspect of what's happening with this eclipse energy. Now, specifically what's happening on December 4th is a solar eclipse, and solar eclipses are always new moons as well. So we have the moon and we have the sun conjunct in the sign of Sagittarius, and close by we have Mercury there as well. And solar returns, or solar eclipses, sorry. I've been doing solar return charts for a few of my clients this past week. So solar eclipses are about new beginnings that we are embarking on. It is about a new adventure. Now, what's interesting about this is it's happening by the South Node in Sagittarius. And in astrology, the South Node is linked to our past, our gifts and talents that we have, linked to our karma. So we are really encouraged at this time to, yes, we are moving forward. We are stepping into more freedom. We are embarking on a new adventure. We are elevating into higher levels of consciousness. And as we do this, it's really important we take the wisdom we have learned with us from the past. So what I'm going to do is actually share my screen here so you have a visual representation of this chart. I'm pulling this up. So this is the new moon chart. And yeah, it's just going to give you a visual representation of the energies at play here. So we're going to begin down here. We have the sun, moon, and Mercury in the sign of Sagittarius right now. So the Sagittarius archetype is all about freedom. It's about adventure. It's about elevating into higher levels of consciousness. It's about taking the knowledge that we have and turning it into wisdom. So it's one thing to have a lot of knowledge, to have a lot of information, but if we're not actually using it, it doesn't turn into wisdom and we don't get the full benefits in our life. So this energy here is really that encouragement to say, okay, you have access to so much information in the world at this time. How are you filtering that information? How are you using that information to support your life? And even throughout this past 18-month cycle, with the North Node over here in Gemini, the South Node opposite in Sagittarius, it's really, Gemini and Sagittarius are about the media. They're about the information that we consume. It's about really asking questions instead of just blindly accepting things. It's about the storyline we have playing in our life. And this is really coming to a head with this new moon. And as we prepare for the lunar nodes to change signs, to really reflect on how am I bringing information into my life, and am I actually taking this information and turning it into wisdom and disregarding the information that doesn't align to my soul or feel good and true to me. Now, we also may even feel a call to really travel and explore right now. So the Sagittarius archetype is about mental exploration. So constantly being that seeker, new knowledge, new wisdom, but also in very practical ways, that desire to explore. And I talked about this in the last video that I did on the weekly cosmic guidance about really infusing this sense of adventure into your daily life. Sometimes we feel like, okay, we have to change everything. We got to travel the world to find that sense of adventure. And that's just not true. This is an energy you can tap into exactly where you are. And I feel Mercury in Sagittarius next to this eclipse energy reminds us of that. Now, from that space, we may decide we want to travel the world, and that's a beautiful thing too. But basically, the message is, how can you infuse more of that energy of expansion and adventure into your life? This is also the energy of freedom. Where are you boxing yourself in, Mercury here, with the stories you tell yourself, the stories you tell yourself about who you are, what you can achieve about the world? It creates your reality. This is a time to really reflect and say, okay, this is the vision I have for my life, and the story I'm telling myself allows me to create that vision. Now, Sagittarius is also represented by the centaur, the archerer, and for that reason, it has a very mystical, magical, spiritual quality to it as well. If we look at the centaur, it's half man, half horse. So there's a very mystical, magical, seeking energy that's being activated with this new moon. And I think it can really bring this spark within us, bring back this sense of joy and excitement. It is also ruled by Jupiter, the planet of abundance, the planet of wisdom and knowledge. So this is the energy we are feeling into and working with. And because Jupiter is the ruler of this new moon, I want to focus on Jupiter. So we're going to jump over here. We have Jupiter right now in the sign of Aquarius. And this really speaks to the changes we've been seeing collectively. We're really in the Aquarian age. It was kicked off in a very big way last December with the conjunction between Saturn and between Jupiter, kicking off this new 200-year cycle. And it is a time where we are rapidly awakening, where we are seeing old structures and systems that don't support that don't support the people. Aquarius is very much about the people, social justice. It's about, we can't stay in the past. We got to progress. We got to do something new in order to bring about new results. It is the humanitarian. That energy is very much being activated right now too. So I definitely feel this energy of expansion that is coming in with this solar eclipse. So you can even reflect on as well, how am I expanding at this time in my life? What am I moving toward? What is that vision I have? And is my mindset, my belief system, my thoughts, are they on board with what I desire to create? And because we are in this eclipse portal, you're going to have incredible insight around the thoughts and beliefs that are just like, oh, these are old patterns. I got this from a friend, from my parents, and it was never the ultimate truth. And it actually doesn't serve me. And you're going to be able to release that with much greater ease at this time. So another planet I really want to focus on is Neptune here. So we currently have Neptune in the sign of Pisces. Now, Neptune stations direct on December the 1st. So by the time we're in this eclipse energy, it is moving direct. And Neptune is an incredible planet that really connects us more deeply to our higher self. It is all about transcendence. It's about the archetypal energy of Neptune is about who we are beyond this physical body, beyond the limitations of this body, who we are on a soul level. And I feel this energy is really coming into the mix with eclipse season. Now, Neptune as well, like all planets, there's a lower octave of expression and a higher octave of expression. And within your birth chart, we tend to, we dance with both. We learn the shadow side of the planets that are at play in our unique birth chart. We learn the highest expression, and eventually we begin to move toward that highest timeline by capturing the highest expression of those archetypes that are at play in our chart. So with Neptune, this can also be related to illusion, to addiction, to this feeling of walking through a fog. And what I always say with Neptune is we don't want to be like in our logical mind when we're working with the power of Neptune. We want to explore with our heart, because otherwise things get really hazy, things get really foggy. This can really be, trying to figure out all the answers. It's like, oh my goodness, okay, I have this really big goal for what I want to achieve in my business, in my relationships, what I want to give back, but I don't know how to get there and I feel really confused. And we begin to rely on our mind, needing to know when it's going to happen, needing to know how it's going to happen. And when we ask those questions, we're forgetting that there's something so much bigger at play. What if the universe is rearranging for you, bringing the right people, the right opportunities? What if you can't miss out on your destiny? What if your job is to continue to keep the hope, keep the faith, keep the belief in who you are and what is truly possible for you? Now, Neptune at the time of this new moon is forming a trine over here with Mars in the sign of Scorpio. So I really like this energy because Neptune is also, it governs over the dream realm. It's about our hopes, our wishes, our desires, our dreams. And when it's flowing in harmony with Mars, it's about taking action on them. So it's about saying, okay, I have this beautiful vision and I'm actually going to anchor it in to my physical body. I'm going to get my body on board with creating this in my life. Now, they're both in water signs too. So Pisces, Neptune's in Pisces, Mars is in the sign of Scorpio. So we have this intuition and this insight. It's almost the detective energy of, okay, this is where I desire to go. These are the steps I'm going to take. It's a very, very supportive, I feel, to this new adventure we are embarking on and to this higher levels of consciousness that is naturally being activated with this energy right now. So very, very powerful. I feel these are actually the main aspects at play here. Now, we do have a quincunx, which I don't always look at, but it's very powerful here with Uranus in the sign of Taurus. So I do feel that's quite significant as well, because again, Uranus is the awakener. It's about progression. It's about moving forward. And right now, I really feel like this quincunx energy can be, we have this vision, and in order to really get there, there's going to be changes we need to make. We're going to need to get a little uncomfortable. We're going to be invited to lean into our edges so we can fully grow and so we can fully expand. Also, now, that I'm really feeling guided to hone in on Uranus here, there is this square formation happening between Uranus and the sign of Aquarius, Saturn and Aquarius here. This has been a hallmark throughout 2021. And this is the energy of change and transformation. But Saturn is really about discipline and structure. So this really speaks to the ascension we're experiencing, and how part of that ascension is about the breakdown of old structures and old systems that can't continue to be at play in our society if we are going to evolve and we are going to move forward. And a square formation in astrology can be a point of tension. And of course, I know we're feeling that tension right now. And it's so important for each of us to really hold that vision of what we know is really possible. And any transformation, in the process of that transformation, it can feel a little chaotic, it can feel a little uncomfortable. But if we know and trust where we are going, we can relax, we can breathe. And that's what the Sagittarius archetype, we got the sun, moon, Mercury, and Sagittarius is all about. It's like we're going on this vision, we're going on this adventure, and it's a very optimistic energy. And it's okay if it feels a little uncomfortable. That means you are growing, you are evolving, right? And we're seeing that in our personal life right now, as well as collectively, we're seeing that shift. All right, so that is our new moon solar eclipse in the sign of Sagittarius. So just to recap some of this, definitely take time to go within and to set your intentions. You can even use this journal prompt. What is the new adventure you are embarking on? What is that new adventure in your life? And also, what are the primary lessons you have learned from these past 18 months? What are you taking with you? What are you leaving behind? I always say take the lessons, but we get to heal and release the karmic cycles, the pain and the hurt. But take the lessons, and even deeper than that, what this energy reminds us to do is to turn it into wisdom, so we can really benefit and we can really create something new as we move forward. All right, so if you want to continue staying in my energy, in my space, be sure that you follow me on Instagram. I'll put the link below to my Instagram. You're also welcome to jump into my Divine Creators Inner Circle, where we dive more deeply into astrology, into exploring your Akashic records, into tapping into the frequency of abundance and prosperity in your life as you learn to connect into your wise higher self and work within the realm of your Akashic records. All right, so I am sending you so much love and light, and I will see you very soon. Happy new moon. Bye.